What's the plan this morning, Shazam? He says, a little hanging out, a little grumbling at the paparazzi. Then, cat nap here, cat nap there. I'll roll around with Tarek and Polina along our shared wall. I'll have a delicious meal. I'll enjoy my enrichment. That sounds like quite the day, Mr. Shazam. Hey, everybody's tuning in now. Hey, Linda Osman. Let's see who else is here. Tanya Toner, good morning to you as well. Everybody say good morning to Leopard Shazam. Lauren Elizabeth Lynn, happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Yes, mister. Hey, Karen. Good morning, Stephanie Houghton. Linda Hicks, good morning from a chilly Virginia. I'd say it's a chilly Minnesota as well. A little bit of a overcast skies here today at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and very fall temps as well. Started the day in the mid 40 degree range. I don't think we're going to climb out of the 60s today. Hey, Bella Rourke, tagging Kathy Barton. Hey, Faith Warner. Saying hi to Timber too. Bree MacArthur's here. Evelyn. Let's see who else. Robin Lyons. Maria. Hey, everyone. Love getting to say hi to the folks here. And obviously we're joined by Black Leopard Shazam, one of our rescued Wildcat residents here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Shazam is one of two rescued black leopards that we have here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Shadow being the oldest of the two. Shadow's 21, Shazam being 20 years old. But 20 years old, Shazam, that's a ripe age for a black leopard. And you guys know that geriatric care and senior care is one thing that we pride ourselves on here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And Mr. Shazam certainly benefits from that, and also just as a leopard. Shazam's a very intelligent cat. I'm going to see if I can scoot over just a little bit to see that pretty face of yours. He says, that's all the scooting you're going to do, paparazzi. But Shazam, also just being a leopard, he's a very intelligent cat. And Shazam, we obviously want to be letting him kind of tap into that intelligence. And we kind of do that through not only the types of enrichment that we give him. Shazam also benefits from operant conditioning, which I'm sure you've seen on a live post here or there. Elise is actually able to bring him into a crate that we can attach to his indoor bedroom. Shazam knows how to get into a crate without us sedating him. Shazam knows how to present his tail to us without us sedating him if we needed to do a blood draw. Shazam can side up so we can get a visual. We know that some of the caretakers have had very, very keen observations, and thanks for that operant conditioning, we're able to get him to side up against the habitat wall, and they're able to see, fortunately, what had been benign masses on his coat. But just one of the many benefits that a cat like Shazam has. Not only keeps his brain active, but it also makes sure that we are able to give him the best care possible and get ahead of things, like getting ahead of those masses that they detected on his coat. Yeah, mister. Let's keep on welcoming the folks here after we talked about Shazam there for a moment. Buenos dias, Soraya. Wendy B is here. Hey, Wendy. Saying hi to Shazam, too. Rayanne Roland is here. Hey, Rayanne. Liz Green. Lauren Elizabeth Lynn. I think Shazam has some different thoughts. He does. He says, I got other priorities here. I'm going to go and hang out with Tarek and Polina. I'm going to go and maybe find some enrichment. He says, the world is my oyster, and that's why life is sweet here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Lisa Parker saying, leopards are very intelligent, and I think that Shazam is one of the smarter leopards. You hear that, Shazam? I can agree with that. And I think caretaker Elise would agree with that as well. Obviously, we don't have, we try not to play favorites here at TWS, but certain cats certainly become closer to one's heart, and Shazam and Elise most definitely have a very special bond. Uh-oh. I'm just going to silence that. It was just a radio call. Be able to call them after my live post. Well, cool, everyone. Looks like we've kind of built an audience today. I think we're going to keep on shaking and moving. Holly Winscott is asking, what is the blooming beautiful shrub? You know, a lot of the fall foliage is really coming in. I unfortunately wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what type of wildflower it is, but we're going to really be seeing lots of different colors and you know, not only just the leaves changing, but more and more of these kind of fall flowers coming in before the season is up. So there goes Shazam. I was seeing, are you going to cuddle up? Are you cruising around? Are you sniffing some stinkies in your grass over there? Who knows? We'll keep on trucking and see what Leo and Monts are up to. But nonetheless, everyone, happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Week flew by for us, at least. We got to thank everyone for helping. Well, we got to conclude Tigerthon. We got to tally the numbers. Thank everyone for helping us meet our match of $33,333. We got to see Nova, Tiger Cub Nova, running around like a lightning bolt in a free roaming habitat, which was an absolute blast. And yeah, it's just been a fast week, and a week where we've definitely been feeling thankful to Mr. Leo and Mansa. Mr. Leo and Miss Mansa. Casey Egan's watching. Hey, Casey! Faith Warner saying, happy Friday to Team TWS. Thank you for that, Faith. Someone saying that their 2-year-old thinks Shazam is pretty. That's sweet. And then someone commenting back that he may prefer handsome. Shazam says, I'm a handsome and pretty leopard. I'm confident with both. Oh, Stephanie B saying, Shazam had my heart since day one. That's great to hear, Stephanie. And Shazam being part of the Catskill Game Farm rescue, game farm in upstate New York that was closing down. And wildlife groups intervened to make sure that the animals left at this roadside zoo weren't going to be auctioned off to shady individuals and end up in private hands, end up on the black market, or worse. And Shazam, along with a pride of lions, came to the Wildcat Sanctuary from that Catskill Game Farm. And we know that Shazam has had a lot of friends here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. That's one thing I always like talking about whenever we see Big Shazam, is his pals, his friends, and we saw him kind of along that shared wall in his habitat, and that's really his main highway. He'll go and see what Tarek and Paulina are doing and find a good spot to cuddle up and just kind of observe them and see what they're doing. It's always special. And obviously, and I was mentioning the temps have cooled a little bit, and you guys know that cats like Leo and Mansa, if they want to cuddle up outside and get some fresh air and enjoy some fresh air for a nap, they can certainly do that. Well, they also have 24/7 access to their temperature-controlled bedroom. And we know that a good old cuddle puddle is well spent in a bed box or in one of their fire hose hammocks, but obviously the cats love getting a little fresh air as well. But that's a question that we often field here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, especially once the snow starts flying. I'm gonna maybe see if any of the 3 wild cougars are out. Really helps a lot too with kind of the weather that we're having today. I see Tigress Daisy watching us from afar. Really helps with the weather that we have, those 3 wild, kind of like the darker, moodier days, if you will. Kimberly Fleming saying, "Oh, her face looks so much like Shanti Diva's. I miss her so much." Oh, Miss Shanti, one of our matriarch lionesses, and kind of seeing a little bit of Shanti and Mansa. That's special to see. I'm looking around, and I see Rainier in her den box, but looks like nobody's in that other part of the habitat. Hey, Miss Pretty Lady. And we're going to keep on cruising. I'm hoping we can catch Lynx Ramsey across the way. We haven't been able to see Mr. Ramsey in a little bit. Holly Winscott saying, Daisy peeking out at you. And that's it's just another day in the life here. There's always somebody watching, or I should say something watching. Usually one of our rescued residents keeping an eye on, be it the paparazzi doing his live posts, for example, Dash over across the way there. Everybody's got a little input to give to me doing a live post, caretakers doing their cleaning or feeding. It's always entertaining, and it truly probably wouldn't be the Wildcat Sanctuary if we weren't getting cat input from the cats themselves. And I zoomed in on Dash, but we got to see Dash yesterday for a little bit when we talked about Gino and Alyssa's swap. And I can certainly kind of just retread that. Of course, it's raining on the paparazzi right now. Woo! But Gino and Alyssa, Lilager Alyssa, switched habitats. And very simply, Alyssa is going to be getting spayed later in October. Gino's indoor space is actually 2 large bedrooms that are connected, and now Alyssa is going to have more room for to recover from that spay surgery while we're kind of restricting her movement during some of those crucial recovery days. So a little switcheroo for Gino and Alyssa. Not Gina the person. I was hoping to see Ramsey out, but he says, it's sprinkling out here. It's sprinkling. You give me this indoor bedroom, I'll tell you what, I'm going to use it. All right. I'm going to scroll through some comments here while I'm cruising around. Erica Thompson asking, how is Nova? Nova's doing splendidly. She's up in our quarantine area. As you kind of heard Tammy, it was just a field trip that we did earlier this week on Tuesday. And she's going to continue her period in quarantine where caretakers can observe her easily and make sure she's getting everything that she needs. Hey, Bogart! Oh, I see Miss Beauty and hanging out over here. We'll say hi to Beauty. More like Beauty says, I'll say hi to you. Yeah, well, we saw you yesterday showing off. Yes, It wouldn't be right if we didn't stop and just get a little more beauty time in. You're showing off your fanny there. Thank you. Thank you. Teresa Davis saying, did I see the Cheetah Boys? That's right. We made a quick little turn around the Cheetah Boys. Timber and I stopped in on both of those 2 yesterday. I try to kind of spread the love, baby, on our live posts. I know that there's a lot of sponsor parents out there and just supporters who want to see all of the rescues here. So we got to get a little Kitu and Lavani time in, and now that the internet's been behaving a little bit more, Mr. Baby Jenga, that's giving me a little more courage to want to venture into Hybrid Haven, where our hybrid rescues live, as well as Small Cat Track, which can be a thorny area in terms of Wi-Fi. But we've kind of had some smooth sailing internet-wise around here, so you can definitely look forward to more live posts up there as well, folks. Let's see here. Somebody said, Ooh, Betty Winter saying your video's stuck in a loop. Ruh-roh. That's no fun. Alright, as I was complimenting the internet. Alright, let's see what Miss Leopard Shadow's doing. We got to see Black Leopard Shazam. Well, here's Black Leopard Shadow. Shadow is a 21-year-old female black leopard. Miss Shadow is just one of those cats who doesn't look her age and doesn't act her age. Obviously, that's just a big part of her personality, and also is a big part of the care that Miss Shadow receives here. Proper diet. Obviously, we're talking about the Comfort Care program with 20-year-old Shazam. Well, Miss Shadow benefits from the Comfort Care program as well. And boy, oh boy, if you give Shadow some stinky enrichment, you spray some perfume on a box or what have you, and that's about the bee's knees, or the cat's pajamas in our case. For Shadow, she loves the stinky stuff, and really kind of lets her inner kitten unleash. Well, where'd you go, Miss Shadow? I thought you were going to circle over here, but I miscalculated. Hey, Mr. Jeremy. We got to see Jeremy and Simon having some fun earlier this week on a live post too. They had their pool cleaned and filled, perhaps for one of the last times of the year. A little bittersweet to think about. Winter is coming. Big stock on his brother here. Oh, you got him. Man, and just look at how fast they cover the habitat, the ground of the habitat. It's so incredible to see those tigers moving like that. You know, we're always pointing out the claw marks, the muscles, and just kind of the sheer power of the cats. Well, there is a real example of power, is how fast these animals can move. Woo! That was pretty cool to see, Mr. Jeremy, and I love to see you getting goofy and stalking your brother Simon. We often talk about how Simon kind of wears the proverbial pants and is more of kind of the rock to Jeremy. Well, Jeremy says, I can cut up too. I can have fun. I can stalk you. That was cool to see. Big stalker mode, says Faith. How cute, Elaine, that was. It was fun to see Jeremy having a little fun. Hey, Belinda Dissinger, saying hi to Timber too. Lisa Parker. Shadow shows the comedic side of leopards. I love that. Shadow has got a great heart. You can see Alana also talking about kind of the protectors or the rocks of some of the pairs that we have here. Alana staking out towards the front of her free-roaming habitat, and of course Aurora, she says, you know what, Alana, I trust you. I know that you're gonna, hold down the fort, and I'm gonna hang out and enjoy a little time under the perch. It's kind of great to see just the difference that some of the personalities that the rescues have. It's really entertaining, and it just goes to show how some of the cats really do benefit from companionship, and how merging here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, if it's something the cats want, we certainly like providing it for them. And that also isn't even done through the forms of mergers. It's also done through putting cats along shared walls with each other, right as I see Pandora walking up to hang out with Mr. Simon over here, and you're showing off for her, scent marking your perch, aren't you, Mr. Big Bad Tiger? Oh, yeah, both of you and Jeremy are feeling a little goofy today. I'm seeing that tail go swish-swashing around. Oh, oh, what a great little moment between Simon and Pandora. Oh, I love that. You guys like each other. And Simon and Jeremy love a pretty orange tigress. We were talking about that the other day. Great, great, great. Holy buckets. Someone was able to get a fact on the tiger, the speeds of a tiger, and that they can reach speeds of up to 59 miles an hour. Wow. Man, obviously not a sustained speed, but in a burst. That is incredible. Wow. As if we needed another reason, as we say here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, to keep the wild in your heart and not your home. It's facts like that that really drive it home that Miss Pandora, yes, is a tiger, and here at the Wildcat Sanctuary is respected as such. Were you having fun with Mr. Simon? Oh, she says, you bet I was. She says, I show off like this, and then he's all like, ooh. Yes, he looks a little smitten over there, I'd say. We'll keep on cruising around. Another thing I'll point out is you saw Simon kind of scent marking on his platform before coming up to Pandora. If you look in the door here, you'll notice pretty much a line in the sand there from green grass to dead grass. That is both Simon, Jeremy, Pandora's favorite potty spot. They will urinate right in that door, and you can see what it's doing to that grass there. So that's some powerful urine, and again, I think that just kind of dovetails on our point of keeping the wild in your heart and not your home, and some of these people wanting to keep these wild cats in a domestic environment. And if you kind of, compartmentalize all of the things that are wrong with it, and just kind of look at them individually, putting kind of the ethicalities of it aside and just thinking about what it's like having a wildcat in your home, and the urinating and the defecating and the scratching, the clawing. It all adds up. And Thor Jr. is wanting to get Winona's attention over here, so I'm going to see what these two are up to. Maybe Winona will come and hang out with me instead. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Thor Jr. Hope everybody's doing well and enjoying their Friday today. We're doing a bit of a sanctuary stroll here. Seen a handful of cats so far. Looking through some comments here. Yeah, we've seen a handful of cats so far. Mr. Shazam to start out the live post. Kind of cruised around from there. Leo and Mansa. Glimpse of the Cheetah Brothers while we were cruising around. Daisy was watching us, at least, as with Dash. And Winona says, "That's it. I'm gonna take it out on the barrels. See these barrels? Yeah, that's what I think of you, Mr. Thor Jr." And we've talked about Winona and just kind of her opinion of other cats, and how, kind of understandably so, Winona growing up as a breeder, or just living as a breeder at her former home in Indiana, kind of just knew nothing about being bred. Having to birth these tiger cubs and then for them to be stripped away from her, also for her to have to protect them from the male tiger. So it's there's no doubt that a cat like Winona, her relationship with other cats is a little broken, and that's totally understandable, because you can see just how happy of a cat she is, just doing her Winona thing. Yeah, everybody's got the goofies today. I don't know what's going on. There must be something in this fall air. There must be something in this fall air, Winona. Oof. Windy B saying Thor Jr. is your favorite cat. Oh boy, I think we all fell for Thor pretty hard when we saw him falling asleep on that ball in his pool. And also kind of just imagining where he came from, the Tiger King Park, and the conditions that he lived under there versus here. And I'm about to get stalked. Well, thank you. You know what? I think you handed down a lot of that to Dash, Miss Winona. She says, you bet I did. You bet I did. Yeah, Henyatta, I appreciate you pointing that out. We're kind of talking about the big guys and how, keeping the wild in your heart and not your home extends to even down to the little wildcats, like our hybrid wildcats. And that's the simple fact. It's those wild genetics that are keeping them from being an appropriate animal to have in a domestic environment when they're clawing. And I'll tell you what, you look at some of the F1 Bengals, the F1 Savannah cats, they have some serious claws, much larger claws than a domestic cat, as well as their territory urination habits. And again, it just all adds up with the rescues that we have here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and for the very same reasons that a bobcat isn't making an appropriate pet is very much so the same for even our hybrid cats. So thank you for that, Henyatta. Woohoo! You're zooming. Yeah, you got the zooms. I'll keep on trucking. Zoom! Wow! Zoom a zoom. Winona says, I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a good Friday. I'm having a good Friday. Oh, Miss Winona, excuse me. Choo! Alright. We're having fun. I'll let you keep on having fun, Goofy. We'll let you keep on having fun. Oh, Miss Winona. Glad you're enjoying yourself. Might just swing a quick left here and maybe see if I can catch Baby and Beauty one more time, maybe any of the 5 Wild group, and I think we will call that a live post for the day. It's a fun little jaunt, though, everyone. A little bit of a kind of dreary day here. Some rain coming down, but obviously we saw Winona. We've kind of seen everybody just showing us that little rain isn't stopping them from enjoying a nice fall day. Bogart! Bogey! Bobcat Bogart, who sure loves life here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, but can be a little elusive to me sometimes on live posts. And oftentimes likes clamoring for caretaker's attention up towards the front of his habitat. He says, me. And you're allowed to say me, Bogart. Hey, baby. That's just who I was hoping to see. And Baby, hopefully I'm getting my dates right, and Baby's always a hungry kitty, and so I don't want to mislead you, Mr. Baby, so I'll stop right here. But Baby, you guys, I'm sure you've seen by now that Baby underwent a pretty awesome procedure. Baby had a stem cell injection that's going to help him, potentially help him with arthritis. And kind of looking back looking for the results of that treatment, it's kind of in the 6 to 8 window, I've been told. And if I'm not mistaken, Baby's procedure was about 3 weeks ago. So I've kind of been documenting Baby and how his gait has been and how he's walking. And we're kind of just going to see how things have improved, and the veterinary staff is going to obviously kind of do some testing and monitoring themselves to see how the improvement was on their end as well. So that's exciting to think about, Miss Beauty. Yeah. A big yawn from a pretty girl. I'll take my microphone to see if you can hear Beauty purr. Seems like I'm interviewing your butt right now. I heard a little purring from you, Miss Beauty. And a big yawn. And a big yawn. Alrighty, everyone. Yeah, Rebecca's saying, I so hope it helps him. What an amazing procedure. I agree, Rebecca. It was really cool when the vet staff let us know that that could be potentially an option for some of our cats who suffer from arthritis. And it's absolutely huge. We're dealing with a population of cats that unfortunately are often declawed. For example, Beauty's front paw declawed. Cats that are living on hard substrates like concrete for the duration of their life. And when they're coming to the Wildcat Sanctuary in what is usually some of the last chapters of their life, oftentimes we're left kind of picking up the pieces of a lot of the neglect that's occurred over the majority of their life. And now thinking that, we've talked a lot about the comfort care program during this live post, and now thinking that we can add another something into our arsenal to help improve the lives of our senior or geriatric cats. That is amazing, Miss Beauty. So cool. So cool. Well, hey everyone, as Beauty's kind of gazing out onto the fall foliage in her free-roaming habitat, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today, and thank for making it an awesome week here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I'm going to have a great weekend. I sure hope you all are going to do the same. I know that the rescues at the Wildcat Sanctuary are going to be having a great weekend as well. So thanks again, everyone, and we will see you back here next week on Monday. Bye, everyone.